Do you want to know what's been going on in the Florida market? And also, I'm going to drill down to what's going on in the Naples area real estate market. Well, on this video, we are bringing you an update on market stats, timeframes, home prices, housing inventory, and the ever-changing mortgage rates. There's some pretty big changes going on in the real estate market. So let's jump right into the market report. Stay tuned. What's up, everybody? I'm Rob Wosner, a local realtor here in Southwest Florida. If this is your first time on my channel and you want to know everything about eating, sleeping, working, playing, and the real estate market, this is the channel you need to subscribe to. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and tap the bell so you're notified every time I drop a new video. And I have people from across the country and around the world reaching out to me every single day, and I absolutely love it. So if you're even thinking about making a move here to Southwest Florida, you need to take the first step. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, however you want to get in touch with me. I have the systems and processes dialed down to make this transaction as smooth and easy as possible. I have your back when buying or selling property in Southwest Florida. Let's start the report off by talking about what has happened across the country in March. It was the hottest March ever for the housing market, with homes selling at their fastest pace and for more above list price than any other March on record. This all according to Redfin. The median home sale price rose 6.2% in March. This is the fastest month-over-month gain for this time of year since 2013. So the average home price went to a high of $412,700. Florida's housing market in March and the first quarter of 2022 showed the impact of rising mortgage rates, increased home prices, and a shortfall of for sale supply, with fewer closed sales compared to a year ago, according to the Florida Realtor's latest housing data. Seasonally adjusted home sales fell 4% as the soaring mortgage rates and prices sidelined more buyers whose options were severely limited due to a decline in homes being listed. Well, here in Naples, demand for the Naples lifestyle remained strong as closed sales in March increased 49.9% compared to closed sales reported in February, although closed sales decreased 36.5% to 1,205 in March from 1,899 in March of 2021, which we again are attributing to the low inventory levels that we have. Also in Naples, we saw new listings decrease only 4.3% to 1,637 new listings from 1,711 new listings in March of 2021. If this wave of new listings remains steady during the coming months, it could mean more options for buyers navigating the area's limited inventory. New listings are almost where they were a year ago. Overall, the report showed new listings have risen since the end of the last year and over a 3-month period. Buyers and sellers in Florida in March continued to see rising mortgage rates, a very limited supply of for sale homes, and rising prices. Housing affordability remains a challenge, and higher mortgage rates may mean some buyers who had previously qualified under a lower rate are forced to rethink their housing plans. The continued limited supply means that homes are selling at a fast pace. The median time to contract statewide for single-family homes, existing homes in March, was 9 days compared to 15 days during the same month a year ago. And the median time to contract for existing condo townhouses units was about 11 days compared to 32 days in March of 2021. With this fast market, now more than ever, consumers can benefit from the expertise of a local realtor who can help guide them through the current market conditions. Right here in Southwest Florida, the March report showed inventory decreased 23.5% to 1,392 properties from 1,819 properties in March of 2021. However, the good news is that March inventory increased 20% compared to the inventory levels reported in February, which was 1,176 homes. More homes for sale in March meant sellers enjoyed 43,206 showings that ultimately inspired 1,611 pending sales or houses that went under contract. As all the winter visitors go back up north, it's likely we'll start seeing more properties come onto the market as homeowners and landlords will want to cash out and take advantage of their abilities to make a strong profit. Last month, closed sales of single-family homes statewide totaled 30,793, down 6.2% year over year, while existing condo townhouse sales totaled 14,631, down 11.4% over March of 2021. 54% of homes sold above list price, up 12 percentage points from a year earlier, and the highest March level on record. The average sale to list price ratio in March was 102.4%, up from 106% a year earlier, another record high for this time of year. Higher mortgage rates and less pandemic-driven buyer demand helped drive the drop in closed sales. There are several factors that make it difficult to make exact comparisons between last year's home spring buying season and this year's spring buying season, which is now underway within the March data. So let's take a look at some of those factors. First, last year could really be considered our first spring buying season in the last 2 years, with the 2020 season being snuffed out by the onset of the pandemic. So there was an excess of pent-up demand there. Second, the pandemic was still quite severe a year ago and was spurring relocations and second home purchases here in Florida from out-of-town state buyers. That's still happening now, but not to the same extent. Third, while our single-family inventory was severely depleted at the beginning of 2021, there was still some slack in our condo and townhouse inventory at the time. That inventory cushion allowed for last year's massive statewide boom in condo and townhome sales. And last but certainly not least, mortgage rates were still near record lows as of last spring. It simply can't be understated how much these low rates helped fuel housing demand during the pandemic. The market's fluctuation and continuous price increases have a large impact on buyers, as Americans contend with historically high inflation. The combination of rising mortgage rates, elevated home prices, and tight inventory are making the pursuit of home ownership the most expensive in generations. The statewide median sales price for single-family existing homes in March was $396,558, up 21.3% from last year. Last month's statewide median price for condos/townhouses was $308,000, up 27.3% over a year ago. Now, the median price is the midpoint. Half the homes sold for more and half the homes sold for less than the amounts that I quoted. So what's happening here in Naples? Well, the Naples market saw the median close price continue to increase in March, up 39.6% to $575,000 from $412,000 in March of 2022. And 62.7% of the month's closings were cash sales. With rising prices that we are seeing despite fewer sales so far this year, the dollar volume of closed sales still remains high. Single-family dollar volume for the first quarter of 2022 came in at $42.1 billion, which is an 11.5% increase over the same quarter last year, while the condo townhouse dollar volume was up 16.3% to $16.1 billion. The big question that we'll all have over the next few months, well, how much will the recent elevation in mortgage rates slow price growth? Here in the Naples market, there were 51% more price decreases in March than in February. That means a good number of homes were not priced properly when they were originally listed for sale on the market. This could be a good timing for potential sellers who have been reluctant to list due to a concern about finding a replacement property. Listing now could reap the benefits of selling in an up market, but also the benefit of a market where recent increases in listing inventory should lessen the stress of finding a property to purchase and a future. So what did these price decreases mean? Well, the trend for homeowners listing their homes at $25,000, $50,000, $60,000, $75,000 over comps is finally beginning to fade. Pricing should reflect, among other things, the location of the property, the amount of homes for sale nearby. This is a rapidly changing market. It's very hard for homeowners to price the property without the assistance of a professional realtor with specialized knowledge of the real estate market. So let's take a look at an example of this. The March report showed days on market for condominiums dropped to 13 days. When properties sell and close that quickly, it provides a good collection of comparables for realtors to assess as they help a new seller set a good listing price. As a qualified realtor can help a seller price the home competitively to begin with so they can avoid the need to reduce the price or wait a long time for their property to sell. So let's take a look at what's going on in Florida as far as inventory. On the supply side of the market, inventory or active listings remained tightly constrained in March, as well as for the first quarter of 2022. Single-family existing homes were at a restricted 1 month supply, while townhouse condos inventory was at 1.2 month supply. Chronic underbuilding has contributed to housing supply issues across the board. So why don't we take a look at the supply side of the market? Inventory or active listings remain tightly constrained in March, as well as for the first quarter of 2022. Single-family existing homes were at a restricted 1 month supply, while condo townhouse inventory was only at 1.2 month supply. Chronic underbuilding has contributed to housing supply issues across the state. The Naples market currently has 1.7 months of housing supply throughout all demographics. According to Freddie Mac, the interest rate for a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage averaged 4.17% in March 2021, significantly higher than the 3.8% average during the same month last year. Ongoing concerns about rapid inflation and tighter U.S. monetary policy continue to push Treasury yields higher, driving mortgage rates to their highest levels in over a decade. Rates increased across the board for all loan types, with a 30-year fixed rate currently residing at 5.2% in April, which is the highest we've seen since 2010. So the obvious question becomes, is a home worth what you'll pay for it right now? The prices for homes in the U.S. have risen steadily as a result of limited inventory and slower building processes. Inflation has made rent and materials more expensive, trapping potential homebuyers, especially first-time homebuyers, in a spot between paying a lot more in rent or buying a home for more than it may possibly be worth currently. The lack of more homes available, while millions sit empty across the U.S. for a variety of reasons, has contributed to price increases even when the actual value of the property doesn't change. Mortgage rates rising mean not only that your home is going to be more expensive when you buy it, especially while the market remains hot, but that your monthly payments will be higher due to the interest rates that are ever increasing. Some areas of the country are seeing prices climb faster than others, with places like Florida rapidly growing more expensive alongside rapid levels of migration here to our state. The population of the Sunshine State is booming due to people moving in from out of state at the same time its birth rate is on the rise, unlike most other states. We expect a combination of surging mortgage rates and record high home prices to cause more home buyers to drop out of the market. Unfortunately, homeowners are turning their back on the market too. Instead of being motivated to list before prices weaken, potential home sellers may be choosing to wait out the impending market cooldown. Thank you so much for watching my monthly market update video. Please leave a comment and let me know what you think. Also, if you are even thinking about making a move here to Southwest Florida, you need to take the first step. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, however you want to get in touch with me. I have the systems and processes dialed down to make the transaction as smooth and easy as possible. I have your back when buying or selling property in Southwest Florida, and I look forward to seeing you on my next video.